always about the sky is falling when Gonzaga loses a game. I mean, can you imagine being at that point in your life or your career, or in this case, a basketball program where you lose a game and people are wondering like, what's wrong with the Zags? I think this team was unfairly saddled with that number one ranking to start the year, Dan. I'm trying. Maybe it's happened, maybe it's not. When you look back through the history of college basketball, how many teams in the history of this game lost all starting guards, literally to the NBA, and yet the very following year were ranked number one? Now I know at Kentucky they've lost several players to the NBA draft or such, but all three starting guards, the most important positions in the month of March in college basketball, those guard positions, they all left and they're all playing professionally. And yet this team was ranked number one to start. And I think a lot of it was because of the arrival of Chet Holmgren. And I just think the expectations were set unfairly too high. Now, I personally think that this is a team that can get to the Final Four if it continues to evolve at the rate that it's evolving. Uh, but it's just indicative of where the program is. I mean, think about it, Dan. They lost two games in their first 11 or
Mm-hmm.
12, and they never left the top five.
No.
And people are asking like, oh, this is the year that Gonzaga doesn't live up to expectations. Like, I love this. I love this. Just there's a lot of insanity in our world these days, and then there's just the stuff in college basketball and sports that we get to deal with that we can shake our head at. But
Yeah.
hopefully, at the end of the day, the end of the year, we can laugh at it. So,
Yeah.
uh, it's cool.
Well,
It's great.
well, because with those 11 games, Gonzaga's played 5 ranked
I
opponents:
know. I
Texas,
know.
Duke, UCLA,
Yeah.
Alabama, and Texas Tech. And you go 3-2, and the 2 losses were both single digits. I mean, Alabama, there was a run late from Alabama that kind of put it out of reach, but they were in it with 4 minutes left to go.
Yeah.
When you look at the non-conference, how would you grade it on a A to F curve?
Well, I think they're ranked, in the top five. I think it's got to be an A. I think that, Coach Few's done a great job over the years of assessing his teams before he gets there and understanding, being visionary when he sets up that schedule, in the early summer, late spring, exactly when that happens. When he starts to figure all that out, first thing he looks at is his team. Now, how good are we going to be? What exactly is it that we need? He's played a schedule that's perfect. He's played a schedule, in my opinion, that kept him on the national conversation, gave his teams opportunities to truly test themselves against what college basketball has to offer, kind of a barometer uh, opportunity. And then he's had these other games where maybe they have to play against a style that will prepare them for the NC2A tournament. That game against Texas Tech, people look at it, well, yeah, that's a nice win on the road. And I look at it like, wow, that team just earned a lot of confidence against a team that would love to have kept it in the 40s.
Yeah.
They're going to grind it down. They're not going to allow you to throw the ball to the post. They're not going to allow you to get the ball to your strengths. You got to figure out another way of beating us. And this is a young team that did that without, Drew Timme scoring 25 points. They were able to get it done and win that game and move on. I think that those sorts of experiences are going to pay off for them in the month of March. They will face another team like that if they get deep into the NCAA tournament. So I think it's been a masterful build of this non-conference schedule. And I'm, we called the game the other night and against Northern Arizona, and you can talk talent all you want, Big Sky all you want. The fact of the matter is the execution in that game was spectacular. The Zags only turned the ball over 5 times. All 5 turnovers came in the last 4 minutes and 38 seconds, I think, of the first half. They shot the ball from 3 again well. They shot free throws well, and they defended at a rate, Dan, points per possession defensively that
Yes.
we haven't seen much.
That number was ridiculous. I think it was like
was.
0.658 points per
Yeah.
possession.
Yeah.
And if you're
Nuts.
doing that,
Yeah.
nobody's going to beat you.
Yeah. And Jalen Cone, remember, he scored 17 at the half. In the past, in Gonzaga years of the past, somebody would get going. They didn't have an answer for it that last game against Northern Arizona. They had an answer. They shut him down. He scored 2 points in the second half.